was younger, and magic wove through the air like threads of silver mist. 4 extraordinary souls found each other in a time of wonder and peril. Their names would echo through centuries: Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. Each was a master of magic, their wands crafting spells that could summon fire, mend broken earth, or whisper truths from the stars. Yet, they shared a dream greater than their individual powers, a vision to gather young witches and wizards, to teach them the ancient arts safely, far from the fearful eyes of a world that did not understand. Magic, in those days, was wild and untamed, practiced in secret groves or hidden caves, where the gifted learned by trial and error, often at great cost. The 4 knew that without guidance, many would falter, their sparks snuffed out by ignorance or danger. So they vowed to build a school, a sanctuary where magic could flourish. The search for a home began under moonlit skies, their cloaks billowing as they traversed enchanted forests and mist-shrouded moors. Godric, with his lion's heart, sought a place of strength where courage could take root. Helga, ever practical, dreamed of fertile lands to nurture both body and soul. Rowena's sharp eyes scanned for a site where wisdom could soar, while Salazar, his mind always calculating, desired seclusion, a fortress hidden from prying Muggle eyes. After months of wandering, they found it, a valley in the Scottish Highlands, cradled by rugged peaks and kissed by a river's gentle curve. The air here hummed with ancient magic, as if the earth itself whispered secrets. A loch sparkled like a sapphire, and forests stretched into shadow, alive with creatures unseen. Rowena traced runes in the air, confirming the valley's power. "This is where we build," she said, her voice soft but certain. Godric laughed, his sword glinting as he declared it perfect. Helga knelt, her hands in the soil, sensing its promise. Only Salazar paused, his gaze lingering on the distant horizon, as if measuring the world's reach. Raising Hogwarts Castle was a labor of love and magic. The 4 stood shoulder to shoulder, their wands aloft, chanting spells that shook the earth. Stones rose from the ground, shaping themselves into towering walls and spiraling turrets. Godric's charms forged unyielding foundations, while Helga's enchantments warmed the halls, making them feel like home. Rowena wove wards of protection, her spells shimmering like starlight, and Salazar crafted illusions to cloak the castle from Muggle sight. The work was grueling, their magic tested daily. Storms lashed the valley, as if nature itself challenged their resolve. Yet they persevered, their laughter echoing as they shared bread by firelight, dreaming of the students who would fill these halls. But dreams are rarely without discord. Each founder brought a distinct philosophy, and blending them was like mixing potions of fire and ice. Godric believed in teaching bravery, his lessons filled with daring spells to face any foe. Helga favored patience, her classes rooted in charms for healing and growth. Rowena's curriculum soared into the abstract, exploring magical theory and the mind's limits. Salazar, however, grew insistent on purity, arguing that only those of magical blood should learn their secrets. "We must protect our kind," he said, his voice smooth but edged. Godric's eyes flashed. "Magic chooses its own, not us." Helga sought peace, suggesting they teach all who showed promise, while Rowena proposed tests of skill, not lineage. Their debates grew heated, echoing through the half-built halls. Yet they found compromise in a shared curriculum. Charms to light the dark, potions to stir the soul, transfiguration to shape the world, and magical theory to understand its laws. The early curriculum was simple but profound. Students, gathered from villages and clans, arrived wide-eyed, their wands often little more than sticks. Godric taught them to summon sparks, his booming laugh encouraging even the timid. Helga stirred cauldrons with them, her gentle hands guiding theirs to brew draughts of peace. Rowena read ancient tomes by candlelight, her voice weaving tales of magic's origins, while Salazar, though stern, taught precision, his spells sharp as a blade. The castle buzzed with learning, its corridors filled with the hum of incantations and the scent of bubbling potions. But challenges persisted. Integrating their philosophies meant constant negotiation. Godric's bold spells clashed with Salazar's cautious ones, and Rowena's theories sometimes baffled Helga's practical students. Securing the valley was another trial. Magical creatures, trolls, redcaps, and restless spirits roamed the land, drawn by the castle's power. The founders fought them back, their wands blazing, but each battle drained them. Helga tended their wounds, her potions knitting flesh, while Rowena devised wards to keep the creatures at bay. As the first students arrived, Hogwarts began to take shape. The founders chose a crest, a lion for Gryffindor's courage, a badger for Hufflepuff's loyalty, an eagle for Ravenclaw's wisdom, and a serpent for Slytherin's cunning. They enchanted a great hall where stars bloomed on the ceiling, a place for feasts and fellowship. Yet, beneath the unity, a shadow grew. Salazar's whispers of pure blood supremacy unsettled the others. He spoke of a future where muggles would hunt them, his eyes dark with warning. Godric argued for trust, Helga for compassion, Rowena for reason. But Salazar's heart hardened. One night, as the others slept, he wove a secret spell deep beneath the castle, a chamber only his heirs could find. Its purpose he kept hidden, but the air grew colder, as if the stones themselves sensed his intent. By the time the first year ended, Hogwarts stood as a beacon, its towers gleaming under Scottish skies. The founders, though weary, smiled at their students' progress. Children who arrived, afraid now, cast spells with confidence, their laughter filling the valley. Yet, the four knew their work was just beginning. They sat by the loch one evening, their cloaks dusted with starlight, and pledged to make Hogwarts eternal. Godric raised his goblet, his voice bold. To magic, to unity, to all who seek the light. Helga's warm smile echoed his toast. Rowena's eyes sparkled with dreams, but Salazar's gaze lingered on the shadows, his thoughts unreadable. The castle, young and alive, hummed with their magic, ready to cradle generations yet to come. And so, Hogwarts was born, its story just unfolding. A tale of courage, hope, and the fragile bonds that hold a dream together. The young Hogwarts castle stood proud in the Scottish Highlands, its towers reaching for the stars. The founders, Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin, watched their dream take root. Their students, a mix of eager youths from magical clans, filled the halls with chatter and spells. Each founder poured their essence into the school, shaping its heart. Godric's lessons sparked with daring, teaching charms to face any danger. Helga's kindness warmed the classrooms, her potions soothing both body and spirit. Rowena's lectures danced with ideas, unraveling magic's deepest mysteries. Salazar, sharp and precise, honed his students' cunning, though his gaze often lingered on their lineage. Godric's contribution was a sword, gleaming with goblin-forged silver, enchanted to aid the brave. It hung in the great hall, a symbol of courage for all to see. Helga gifted a golden cup, etched with badger motifs, radiating loyalty and fairness. She placed it in a cozy alcove where students gathered for comfort. Rowena's diadem, delicate and sparkling, whispered wisdom to those who sought it. She kept it close, a reminder of the mind's power. Salazar's locket, heavy with serpentine carvings, spoke of ambition and heritage. He wore it always, his fingers tracing its edges as if guarding a secret. The castle buzzed with growth, but shadows crept into the founder's unity. Salazar's voice grew sharper, insisting only pure bloods deserved Hogwarts teachings. Godric, his temper flaring, argued that magic knew no bloodlines. Helga, ever the peacemaker, urged compromise, her hands clasped in hope. Rowena proposed skill-based tests, her logic cutting through the tension. Their debates echoed in the stone corridors, unsettling the students. Salazar's eyes darkened, his words laced with warnings of Muggle betrayal. The others, though firm, felt the strain of their bond fraying. In secret, Salazar carved a hidden chamber deep beneath the castle. He called it the Chamber of Secrets, its entrance sealed with serpent runes. Within, he placed a basilisk, a creature of deadly gaze, to protect his vision of purity. Only his true heir, he whispered, could unleash its power. The other founders sensed a chill in the castle, but knew not its source. Helga noticed Salazar's late-night wanderings, her heart heavy with worry. Rowena's ravens circled the towers, as if sensing a hidden threat. Godric, though suspicious, focused on his students, teaching them to face fear with fire. One stormy night, the tension broke. Salazar stood in the great hall, his cloak billowing, demanding a pure-blood Hogwarts. Godric rose, his sword hand twitching, voice booming with defiance. Helga's pleas for peace went unheard, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Rowena's calm words failed to bridge the divide. Salazar's final words were cold. This school will rue its openness. He turned, his locket glinting, and vanished into the rain-soaked night. The castle seemed to sigh, its stones mourning the loss of one of its own. The remaining founders pressed on, their resolve unshaken. They divided the students into 4 houses, each reflecting their values. Gryffindor's house, bold and fiery, gathered in a tower with scarlet banners. Hufflepuffs, warm and welcoming, nestled near the kitchens, its common room aglow with yellow light. Ravenclaw's tower, high and airy, sparkled with blue and bronze, a haven for thinkers. Slytherin's, deep in the dungeons, shimmered with green and silver, its students sharp and ambitious. The founders enchanted a tattered hat, the sorting hat, to place each child where they'd thrive. It sang of unity, its voice weaving their ideals into a single song. The curriculum grew, reflecting the founders' strengths. Godric taught spells to shield and strike, his laughter filling the courtyards. Helga introduced herbology, her hands guiding students through magical plants. Rowena added astronomy, her star charts glowing in darkened rooms. Even Salazar's influence lingered, his precise wand work shaping advanced charms. Students learned to transfigure quills into birds, brew potions that shimmered like moonlight, and cast protective wards. The castle itself evolved, its staircases shifting like a living puzzle, enchanted by Rowena's clever spells, protective charms, woven by all three, glowed in the walls, keeping Hogwarts safe. Life at Hogwarts blossomed with small wonders. The Black Lake teemed with merfolk and a curious giant squid, its tentacles waving to awe-struck students. Early Quidditch games took flight, broomsticks wobbling as cheers rang out. Helga planted gardens, their blooms glowing under moonlight. Godric led mock duels, teaching students to stand tall. Rowena's library grew, its shelves heavy with ancient tomes. Yet, whispers of the Chamber of Secrets began to spread. Students spoke of a hidden place, a monster within, though none could find it. The founders, now 3, worked to heal the rift Salazar left. Helga baked bread for feasts, her warmth knitting the school together. Godric trained students to protect, not divide. Rowena devised the house point system, gems clinking in hourglasses to reward kindness and skill. The house cup, a gleaming trophy, sparked friendly rivalries. Despite their efforts, Salazar's absence lingered like a shadow. His locket, left behind, was locked away, its secrets unspoken. The castle, though vibrant, carried a quiet ache, its heart marked by the founder who walked away. As years passed, Hogwarts became a beacon for young witches and wizards. Children arrived from far-flung villages, their eyes wide with wonder. The Sorting Hat sang each year, its voice a reminder of the founder's dream. The houses grew distinct, their common rooms alive with laughter and ambition. Godric, Helga, and Rowena stood together, their wands raised to strengthen the castle's wards. They knew Hogwarts would endure, its magic deeper than any one founder's vision. Yet, in the quiet of night, they wondered about Salazar, lost to the world. The castle hummed softly, its stones whispering of courage, loyalty, wisdom, and a secret still hidden in its depths. Hogwarts Castle stood tall through the mists of time, its towers gleaming under medieval skies. The three founders, Godric, Helga, and Rowena, carried on without Salazar, their hearts set on nurturing magic's future. The four houses, now firmly rooted, welcomed students into common rooms alive with firelight and laughter. Gryffindor's tower blazed with scarlet. Hufflepuff's burrowed cozy near the earth. Ravenclaw's soared with starlit views, and Slytherin's shimmered in dungeon depths. The Sorting Hat, now a revered relic, sang of each house's virtues, its stitches worn but voice strong. House points sparkled in hourglasses, gems clinking for bravery, kindness, or wit. The house cup, gleaming in the great hall, spurred friendly rivalries. Hogwarts grew into a sanctuary, its walls humming with centuries-old enchantments. The curriculum bloomed like the castle's enchanted gardens. Herbology took root, with students tending mandrakes and venomous tentacula under Helga's watchful eye. Astronomy joined the roster, Rowena's star charts guiding students through constellations that whispered prophecies. Charms grew intricate, weaving light and sound, while potions bubbled with new recipes. Transfiguration turned pebbles into birds. A craft Godric refined with flair. Magical theory, Rowena's pride, unraveled the laws binding spells. The castle itself evolved, its staircases now shifting like a restless dream. Rowena's enchantments made portraits chatter, their painted eyes watching over students. The grounds came alive with magic's pulse. The Black Lake's depths hid merfolk, their songs echoing on moonlit nights. A giant squid, gentle despite its size, nudged boats carrying wide-eyed first-years. Helga's gardens bloomed with glowing flowers, their petals used in potions. The Forbidden Forest, sprawling and wild, sheltered unicorns and bowtruckles, though darker creatures lurked within. Protective charms, strengthened by the founders, kept threats at bay. Students whispered of the Chamber of Secrets, a legend growing with each generation. The castle's stones seemed to guard the truth, silent but watchful. Quidditch soared into being, born from reckless broomstick races. Students crafted crude brooms, chasing enchanted balls across muddy fields. Godric, grinning, set rules to tame the chaos, creating a sport of skill and daring. The Quidditch pitch, carved near the lake, echoed with cheers as houses competed. Ravenclaw's seekers darted like hawks. Slytherins planned cunning plays. Hufflepuffs worked as one, and Gryffindors charged with fire. The game bound students, their rivalries fierce but joyful. Spectators gathered, their cloaks bright against the grass. The sport's rise marked Hogwarts as a place of spirit and unity. The founder's legacy deepened as the centuries turned. Godric's sword, now legendary, inspired tales of heroic deeds. Helga's cup, passed among Hufflepuffs, symbolized shared meals and trust. Rowena's diadem, though rarely seen, sparked quests for wisdom. Salazar's locket, hidden away, fueled rumors of his dark intentions. The Sorting Hat, now a sage, chose students with uncanny insight. New headmasters rose, their portraits joining the castle's galleries. Their leadership kept Hogwarts steady, a beacon through turbulent times. As the medieval era faded, the Ministry of Magic emerged, its eyes on Hogwarts. It formalized rules, ensuring the school's standards shone. The OWL and NEWT examinations, born in the 18th century, tested students' mastery. Wands grew refined. Their cores, phoenix feather, dragon heartstring, unicorn hair, channeling spells with precision. Professors taught wandcraft, blending art and science. The curriculum expanded, adding defense against the dark arts to counter rising threats. Hogwarts stood apart from wizarding conflicts, like the Goblin rebellions, its gates a sanctuary. Students studied in peace, their wands aglow with possibility. The Forbidden Forest grew denser, its creatures both wondrous and perilous. Centaurs roamed, their hooves silent under starlight, guarding ancient secrets. Acromantulas spun webs in shadowy glades, their eyes glinting. Unicorns grazed in clearings, their horns catching moonlight. Professors ventured in, studying beasts for lessons. Students, daring or foolish, snuck into the forest, returning with tales of glowing eyes. The forest's magic, wild and untamed, mirrored Hogwarts's own spirit. it became a classroom of its own, teaching respect for nature's power. Headmasters and headmistresses of this era left their mark. Phineas Nigellus, black, sharp-tongued and sly, wend with cunning, his portrait still grumbling. Dilys Derwent, a healer turned headmistress, brought compassion, her smile warming the halls. Their leadership balanced tradition and progress. They oversaw the castle's enchantments, from moving staircases to charmed ceilings. The great hall's sky mirrored the heavens, a marvel for all. Hogwarts' reputation grew, drawing students from across Britain. Its name became synonymous with magic's heart. The castle adapted to a changing world. Muggle advancements, gunpowder, printing spurred magical innovation. Professors experimented with spells, blending old runes with new charms. The library swelled with scrolls, their pages crackling with knowledge. Students learned to counter Muggle threats, their wards invisible but strong. The Chamber of Secrets, though unopened, lingered in tales, a riddle unsolved. Slytherin's absence cast a long shadow, his house thriving, yet marked by his ideals. Hogwarts, though, stood united, its houses a tapestry of differences. By the 17th century, Hogwarts was a legend, its towers a beacon for the gifted. The house point system flourished, gems sparkling for acts of valor or kindness. The house cup, awarded yearly, filled the great hall with cheers. Quidditch matches grew grander, their pitches packed with spectators. The castle's magic deepened, its walls alive with stories. Students carved their names in hidden corners, their laughter echoing through time. Hogwarts endured, a home for magic, its heart beating with the founder's dream. And so, it stood ready for the challenges of a new age, its light undimmed. Hogwarts Castle gleamed under the shifting skies of the 18th century, its stones steeped in centuries of magic. The Enlightenment swept the Muggle world with ideas of reason and progress, and the wizarding world felt its ripples. The Ministry of Magic, now a formal power, cast its gaze on Hogwarts, ensuring its standards shone. The school stood as a sanctuary, its towers rising above the Scottish Highlands, untouched by the clamor of Muggle industry. Yet, within its walls, magic evolved, blending ancient spells with new precision. The houses, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin, thrived, their common rooms alive with students' dreams. The Sorting Hat sang each year, its voice weaving tales of valor and wisdom. Hogwarts, a beacon of learning, adapted to a world in flux. The ministry's oversight brought structure to Hogwarts' ancient ways. It introduced the ordinary wizarding level, OWL, and nastily exhausting wizarding test, NEWT. Rigorous exams to measure magical skill. Students huddled in the library, quills scratching, preparing for tests that would shape their futures. Professors crafted challenges, from brewing flawless potions to transfiguring teacups into turtles. The Great Hall buzzed with nervous chatter before exams, gems in hourglasses glinting as houses vied for points. These standards raised Hogwarts' prestige, drawing gifted youths from across Britain. The castle's reputation as the premier wizarding school grew unshakable. Its gates, though, remained a haven, shielding students from outside turmoil. Wandcraft advanced, reflecting the era's inventive spirit. Wands, once crude, now held cores of phoenix feathers, dragon heartstrings, or unicorn hairs, each humming with unique power. Professors taught students to channel spells with finesse, their movements like a dance. Charms grew intricate, lighting rooms with floating orbs or silencing footsteps. Potions, masters experimented, their cauldrons bubbling with elixirs inspired by Muggle chemistry. Transfiguration lessons pushed boundaries, turning desks into deer with a flick of the wrist. The curriculum expanded, adding subjects like arithmancy to decode magic's numbers. Hogwarts embraced these changes, its classrooms alive with discovery. The Forbidden Forest grew wilder, its depths a tapestry of magic and mystery. Centaurs roamed, their starlit eyes reading omens in the heavens. Unicorns grazed in moonlit glades, their hooves soft on mossy earth. Acromantulas wove vast webs, their whispers chilling even brave Gryffindors. Professors ventured in, gathering ingredients for potions or studying beasts for lessons. Students, daring or foolish, slipped past the trees, returning with tales of glowing creatures. The forest, though dangerous, enriched Hogwarts' teachings, its secrets a living textbook, its borders, enchanted by ancient wards, kept the castle safe. Hogwarts stood apart from wizarding conflicts, like the Goblin rebellions, which shook the magical world. Goblins, wielding fierce magic, clashed with wizards over rights and treasure. The castle, a neutral sanctuary, welcomed students of all backgrounds. Its gates closed to war. Professors strengthened protective charms, ensuring no battle reached the grounds. The Black Lakes, merfolk, loyal to Hogwarts, guarded its shores with haunting songs, Quidditch matches, now grand spectacles, lifted spirits, with brooms soaring faster than ever. The House Cup, awarded yearly, united students in friendly rivalry. Hogwarts remained a place of peace, its magic a shield against chaos. Headmasters and headmistresses of this era shaped Hogwarts's legacy. Armando Dippet, wise and steady, led with a gentle hand, his portrait later nodding in approval. Eupraxia Mole, sharp and just, resolved disputes with charm and firmness. Their leadership balanced tradition with progress, keeping Hogwarts vibrant. They oversaw the castle's enchantments, from the ceiling's starry sky to staircases that twirled like living puzzles. Portraits of past leaders whispered advice, their painted eyes twinkling. The school's reputation soared, its name spoken with awe in wizarding homes. These leaders ensured Hogwarts endured, its light undimmed by time. Muggle industry, steam and iron, sparked wizarding innovation. Professors studied Muggle machines, adapting their principles to magic. Enchanted quills wrote without ink, inspired by printing presses. Charms mimicked Muggle clocks, ticking in rhythm with lessons. The library swelled with new tomes, their pages blending old runes with modern spells. Students learned to counter Muggle threats, their wards invisible but strong. Hogwarts magic, though rooted in tradition, embraced the era's forward march. The castle's walls, alive with enchantments, hummed with the pulse of progress. Quidditch evolved, its rules refined to match faster brooms and bolder players. The pitch, expanded near the lake, echoed with roars as seekers dove for the snitch. Houses crafted strategies, Slytherin's cunning plays, Ravenclaw's clever dodges, Hufflepuff's teamwork, Gryffindor's daring charges. Spectators filled wooden stands, their cheers carrying across the valley. The sport bound students, its rivalries fierce but joyful. Professors, too, joined the crowds, their cloaks bright against the grass. Quidditch became Hogwarts' heartbeat, a celebration of skill and spirit. Its matches, etched in memory, wove students into the castle's story. The Chamber of Secrets, though unopened, lingered in whispers. Students told tales of a hidden serpent, its gaze deadly, locked away by Salazar Slytherin. Professors dismissed it as legend, yet the castle's stones seemed to hold their breath. The Sorting Hat, Wizard and old, never spoke of the chamber. Its songs focused on unity. Slytherin's house, though thriving, carried the weight of its founder's shadow. Some students, proud of their pure-blood roots, echoed his ideals, but others embraced all magic. The castle, a tapestry of differences, held fast to its founder's dream. Its halls, filled with laughter and spells, promised a future bright with hope. Hogwarts, by the 19th century, stood as a cornerstone of the wizarding world. Its towers, bathed in starlight, welcomed generations of students. The house point system sparkled, rewarding acts of courage and kindness. The great hall's feasts, lit by floating candles, fostered bonds across houses. The school adapted, its curriculum a bridge between old magic and new ideas. The Forbidden Forest, Black Lake, and Quidditch pitch enriched its spirit. Hogwarts endured, a sanctuary where magic thrived, its legacy woven into every stone. And so, it stood ready for the challenges of a new century, its light a guide for all who sought it. Hogwarts Castle stood resolute as the 20th century dawned, its spires piercing the Scottish mists. The Muggle world trembled with the Great War's horrors, and though wizards stayed apart, its echoes reached the wizarding heart. Hogwarts, a sanctuary of magic, welcomed students fleeing a fractured world. The great hall's enchanted ceiling mirrored stormy skies, yet its warmth held fear at bay. House points clinked in hourglasses, rewarding courage and kindness amidst uncertainty. The Sorting Hat sang of unity, urging houses to stand as one. Professors strengthened the castle's wards, ensuring no Muggle conflict breached its peace. Hogwarts remained a beacon, its light steady in a darkening age. The war's shadow touched the students, many with Muggle kin caught in the fray. Gryffindors whispered of heroism, Hufflepuffs offered comfort, Ravenclaws sought answers in books, and Slytherins guarded their own. Professors, like Headmaster Phineas Nigellus Black, kept order with a sharp tongue. Lessons continued, charms to shield, potions to heal, transfiguration to mend broken things, Quidditch matches, though subdued, lifted spirits, with brooms darting over the misty pitch. The Forbidden Forest rustled with restless creatures, sensing the world's unease. The Black Lake's merfolk sang softer, their melodies soothing anxious hearts. Hogwarts, though untouched by Muggle bullets, felt the weight of a world at war. As peace returned to Muggle lands, a new threat stirred in the wizarding world. Gellert Grindelwald, a wizard of chilling brilliance, rose with dreams of domination. His dark magic spread fear, his eyes set on reshaping the world under wizard rule. Hogwarts, a symbol of unity, became a potential target for his ambition. Professors whispered of his power, their wands ready to defend the castle. The ministry tightened its grip, urging Hogwarts to train students for defense. The castle's ancient wards, woven by the founders, glowed stronger under new enchantments. Students, unaware of the full danger, studied diligently, their spells a shield against unseen threats. A young professor, Albus Dumbledore, brought light to Hogwarts's halls. His transfiguration classes sparkled with wit, turning teacups into doves with a flick of his wand. Students crowded his classroom, drawn to his kind eyes and boundless knowledge. Dumbledore, though young, carried a quiet strength, his past tied to Grindelwald in ways none yet knew. He taught not just spells, but compassion, urging students to seek truth. Gryffindors admired his courage, Ravenclaws his intellect, Hufflepuffs his warmth, and even Slytherins respected his skill. Outside the castle, he worked to counter Grindelwald's rise, his heart heavy with duty. Hogwarts, under his influence, grew as a bastion of hope. The curriculum sharpened to meet the era's needs. Defense against the dark arts became vital, teaching hexes to deflect and charms to protect. Professors drilled students in dueling, their wands flashing in torchlit rooms. Potions, classes brewed antidotes for dark curses, cauldrons simmering late into the night. Herbology tended plants to counter poisons, mandrakes shrieking in greenhouses. Astronomy sought omens in the stars, Ravenclaws charting Grindelwald's possible moves, the library's restricted section, guarded by wary librarians, tempted curious minds. Hogwarts trained not just scholars, but guardians of a fragile world. Quidditch, a constant joy, grew fiercer in these tense years. Houses poured their hearts into matches, seeking glory on the pitch. Gryffindor's chasers charged boldly. Slytherin's keepers plotted cunning saves. Hufflepuff's beaters worked in harmony, and Ravenclaw's seekers struck like lightning. The stands roared, students forgetting their fears in the thrill of flight. Professors joined the crowds, their cheers mingling with the wind. The house cup, gleaming in the great hall, rewarded not just points, but spirit. These games knit Hogwarts together, a reminder of life beyond the looming dark. The castle's grounds, alive with cheers, held fast to joy. When Grindelwald's power peaked, Hogwarts stood ready. Dumbledore, now a key figure in the fight, rallied wizards against the dark wizard. The castle's gates stayed open, a refuge for those fleeing persecution. Students, some with families targeted by Grindelwald, found solace in their houses. Hufflepuff's common room offered warm cocoa, Gryffindor's fire-lit talks, Ravenclaw's quiet study nooks, and Slytherin's fierce loyalty. Professors patrolled the grounds, their wands aglow, ensuring safety. The Black Lake's giant squid nudged boats gently, as if guarding the young. Hogwarts, though never attacked, pulsed with defiance, its magic a shield. Grindelwald's defeat in 1945 at Dumbledore's hands brought relief to Hogwarts. The Great Hall erupted in cheers, candles flaring brighter under the starry ceiling. Students danced between tables, houses united in celebration. Dumbledore, now a legend, returned to teaching, his eyes twinkling but weary. The castle's wards softened, though never dropped, its stones sighing with peace. The ministry praised Hogwarts' role, its students now leaders in a healing world. The Sorting Hat sang of resilience, urging new students to rebuild. Hogwarts emerged stronger, its legacy as a sanctuary sealed. The post-war years brought renewal to the castle's halls. New students arrived, their wands fresh, eager to learn in a world at peace. Professors expanded lessons, teaching spells to mend what war had broken. Charms created light in darkened places. Potions healed old wounds. Quidditch matches grew grander, the pitch packed with cheering crowds. The Forbidden Forest, though still wild, welcomed cautious explorers, its creatures less restless. The house cup sparkled, gems clinking for acts of unity and courage. Hogwarts thrived, its heart beating with hope for a brighter age. Dumbledore's presence shaped this era, his wisdom guiding Hogwarts forward. He walked the corridors, greeting students by name, his robes shimmering in torchlight. His office, filled with curious artifacts, became a place of counsel. Students sought him for advice, finding solace in his gentle words. He fostered tolerance, urging houses to bridge divides. Even Slytherin, marked by Salazar's shadow, softened under his gaze. Hogwarts, under his care, became a cradle for peace. Its towers, bathed in starlight, promised a future where magic would unite, not destroy. By the century's midpoint, Hogwarts stood as a cornerstone of wizarding Britain. Its halls echoed with laughter, its classrooms with spells, The great hall's feasts bound students, their differences forgotten over pumpkin pie. The castle adapted, its magic weaving old traditions with new dreams. The Chamber of Secrets, a distant legend, slept beneath the stones, unopened. Hogwarts endured, a home for the gifted, its light a guide through time. And so, it stood ready for the trials yet to come, its heart steadfast. Hogwarts Castle stood like a sentinel in the mid-20th century, its ancient stones weathering a rising darkness. The wizarding world trembled as whispers of a new threat spread. A shadow named Tom Riddle, later known as Voldemort. The Sorting Hat, its voice heavy, sang of unity to students gathered in the Great Hall. House points glimmered in hourglasses, but the air held a chill no fire could warm. The castle's towers, bathed in starlight, guarded secrets old and new. Professors strengthened wards, their wands tracing runes to shield the young. The Black Lake's merfolk watched silently, sensing trouble beyond the horizon. Hogwarts, a haven of magic, braced for an era of trial. Tom Riddle arrived in 1938, a Slytherin student with eyes like shadowed pools. His charm disarmed teachers, his smile hiding a heart cold with ambition. He excelled in every subject, his wand weaving spells with eerie precision. Yet, beneath his grace, he sought darker arts, scouring the library's restricted section. In 1943, he unlocked the Chamber of Secrets, fulfilling Salazar Slytherin's ancient design. The basilisk, a serpent of deadly gaze, slithered through hidden pipes, claiming Myrtle Warren's life in a bathroom's gloom. Riddle framed gentle Hagrid, his half-giant kindness no match for such cunning. Unknown to all, Riddle crafted his first Horcrux, binding his soul to a diary, his steps toward immortality begun. The castle mourned Myrtle, her ghost haunting the pipes with sorrowful moans. Professors, unaware of Riddle's guilt, tightened security, their faces etched with worry. The chamber's legend, long dormant, roared back to life, chilling students' whispers. Slytherin's house bore scrutiny, its students torn between pride and shame. Headmaster Armando Dippet, aging and cautious, urged calm, trusting Riddle's polished lies. The basilisk slept again, its chamber sealed, but Hogwarts felt its shadow. Riddle graduated, his charm masking the darkness growing within. The castle, though scarred, carried on, its halls echoing with cautious hope. The first Wizarding War erupted in 1970. Voldemort's name, now a curse. Hogwarts stood as a refuge, its gates open to young witches and wizards. Professors like Minerva McGonagall and Phileas Flitwick joined the Order of the Phoenix, fighting in secret. The curriculum sharpened. Defense against the dark arts now vital, teaching curses to counter and shields to endure. Students practiced in torchlit rooms, their wands flashing against imagined foes. The great hall's feasts, though hearty, carried a somber note. As news of fallen wizards reached the castle, Quidditch matches continued, their cheers a defiance of fear. Hogwarts trained not just scholars, but warriors, its heart resolute. The Marauders, James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew brought light to these dark years. Gryffindors all, their pranks filled corridors with laughter, defying the gloom. They crafted the Marauders' map, a parchment tracking Hogwarts' secrets, their mischief a spark of rebellion. Lily Evans, bright and kind, wove charms with grace, her green eyes fierce with hope. Severus Snape, a Slytherin loner, loved her from afar, his potions unmatched, but heart-torn. Their rivalries and friendships wove a tapestry of youth, vibrant against the war's shadow. The Forbidden Forest, where they sometimes roamed, whispered warnings of darker days. Hogwarts cradled them, its stones a shield against the growing storm. Voldemort's fall in 1981, struck down by infant Harry Potter, stunned the wizarding world. The castle erupted in cautious joy, candles flaring in the great hall, Lily and James's sacrifice. A mother's love had shattered the Dark Lord's power. Students celebrated, houses united, though scars lingered in their hearts. Professors mourned fallen allies, their wands lowered in respect. The Sorting Hat sang of hope, urging a new generation to heal. Hogwarts breathed, its halls lighter, but whispers of Voldemort's return lingered. The castle stood ready, its magic a promise of resilience. Harry Potter arrived in 1991, a boy with a lightning scar, unaware of his legend. The castle welcomed him, its staircases shifting to guide his steps. Quirinius Quirrell, a professor possessed by Voldemort's wraith, brought danger within the walls. Harry, with Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, uncovered the Philosopher's Stone's secret, their courage foiling a dark plot. The next year, the Chamber of Secrets reopened, a diary's magic unleashing the basilisk once more. Ginny Weasley, ensnared by Riddle's memory, nearly perished, but Harry slew the serpent with Godric's sword. The castle's stones seemed to cheer, though danger grew closer. Hogwarts, alive with magic, stood as Harry's home and battleground. The Triwizard Tournament of 1994 brought excitement, with champions from distant schools. Harry, chosen by a tampered goblet, faced dragons and merfolk, his bravery shining. The tournament ended in tragedy. Voldemort reborn through dark ritual, his shadow looming large. Hogwarts mourned Cedric Diggory, a Hufflepuff lost to cruelty. The Ministry, blind to truth, sent Dolores Umbridge in 1995, her pink-clad tyranny stifling the school. Students, led by Harry, formed Dumbledore's army, practicing spells in secret. Umbridge's reign sparked rebellion, the castle's walls hiding their defiance. Hogwarts pulsed with resistance, its spirit unbroken. The Second Wizarding War darkened Hogwarts's halls by 1997. Voldemort's forces grew, the Ministry fallen, and the castle a lone stronghold. Dumbledore, now headmaster, fell to Snape's wand, a betrayal that shook the school. Yet, his plan, hidden even in death, guided Harry toward Horcruxes. Students faced Death Eaters, their wands raised in classrooms turned battlegrounds. The Order of the Phoenix rallied, professors fighting beside their charges. The Forbidden Forest hid allies, its creatures joining the fray. Hogwarts stood as a fortress, its magic a shield against despair. The Battle of Hogwarts, on May 2nd, 1998, turned the castle into a battlefield. Students and staff fought, their spells lighting the night. McGonagall's transfigurations, Flitwick's charms, Sprout's plants. The Great Hall became a war room, portraits cheering warriors on. Fred Weasley, Remus Lupin, and others fell, their sacrifices etched in the stones. Harry, bearing the weight of prophecy, faced Voldemort in the shattered hall, with the Elder Wand's power turned against its master. Voldemort fell. His reign ended. The castle, battered and scarred, stood triumphant, its heart beating with courage. Dawn broke, and Hogwarts exhaled, its towers silhouetted against a hopeful sky. The aftermath saw Hogwarts wounded, but unbowed. Towers crumbled, windows shattered. Yet the castle's magic held firm. Students mourned, their tears mingling with victory's relief. Professors rebuilt, their wands mending stone and spirit. The Sorting Hat, singed but whole, sang of sacrifice and renewal. Harry, Ron, and Hermione now legends, left to heal a broken world. Hogwarts endured, its halls ready for new stories, its light a beacon through the ages, the castle's legacy forged in this era of darkness and triumph would never fade. Hogwarts Castle, scarred but steadfast, rose from the ashes of the Second Wizarding War. The Battle of Hogwarts, fought on May 2nd, 1998, had left its towers cracked and halls silent. Yet its magic pulsed unbroken. Dawn's light kissed the shattered stones as students and professors stood amid the rubble, their wands raised to mend what was torn. Minerva McGonagall, now headmistress, led the restoration, her voice firm but warm. The great hall, once a battlefield, echoed with spells to repair its starry ceiling. House points, paused during the war, resumed, gems clinking softly for acts of healing. The sorting hat, patched and proud, sang of renewal to a weary school. Hogwarts, a beacon through centuries, began to heal, its heart ready for a new chapter. The rebuilding was a labor of love and magic. Students, some still bearing scars, levitated stones to rebuild walls, their chants blending with birdsong. Professors like Pomona Sprout grew vines to strengthen turrets, their leaves glowing with life. Phileas Flitwick wove charms to restore moving staircases, their steps twirling once more. The Black Lake's merfolk offered pearls to adorn new windows, their songs a gift of peace. The Forbidden Forest, stirred by battle, sent centaurs to aid, their hooves steady on the grounds. Portraits of fallen heroes, Dumbledore, Lupin, and others, whispered encouragement from their frames. Hogwarts rose anew, its towers gleaming under starlit skies, a testament to unity. The curriculum transformed, shaped by the war's lessons. Defense against the dark arts became a cornerstone, teaching not just spells, but the ethics of power. Professors trained students to counter curses, their duels lit by torchlight in vast halls. Charms classes wove spells of protection, shielding hearts and homes. Potions brewed elixirs to soothe trauma, cauldrons simmering with hope. Herbology tended plants to heal, from dittany to mooncalf blooms. Magical theory, enriched by Rowena's legacy, explored tolerance, urging students to bridge divides. Hogwarts taught not just magic, but the strength to rebuild a fractured world. A new generation filled the castle's halls, their laughter a balm for old wounds. Harry Potter's children, James, Albus, and Lily, walked the corridors, their eyes bright with curiosity. Ron and Hermione's children, Rose and Hugo, joined them. Gryffindor and Ravenclaw sparking friendly rivalries. Scorpius Malfoy, a Slytherin with a kinder heart than his father's, forged unlikely bonds. The Sorting Hat, wiser with age, placed students with care, balancing houses with hope. Common rooms buzzed with chatter. Gryffindor's fiery, Hufflepuff's cozy, Ravenclaw's airy, and Slytherin's sleek. Quidditch matches roared back, the pitch alive with soaring brooms and cheering crowds. Hogwarts cradled these young souls, its stones whispering tales of their parents' courage. The castle adapted to a modern wizarding world, its magic ever evolving. Wands, now crafted with greater precision, channeled spells with dazzling clarity. Professors introduced arithmancy algorithms, blending numbers with magic to predict outcomes. Astronomy mapped new stars, their patterns guiding spells for travel and time. Charms mimicked Muggle technology, creating lights that danced without flame. The library swelled with digital scrolls, their words shimmering at a touch. Yet, Hogwarts held fast to tradition, its feasts lit by floating candles, its staircases shifting like dreams. The castle, a bridge between old and new, stood as magic's heart. The Forbidden Forest, once a battleground, bloomed with renewed life. Unicorns grazed in sunlit clearings, their horns catching dawn's glow. Centaurs, now allies, shared star-lit wisdom with brave students. Bowtruckles guarded ancient trees, their tiny forms darting through leaves. Professors led expeditions, studying creatures for lessons in care and respect. The forest's magic, wild but welcoming, enriched Hogwarts' spirit. Students, guided by Hagrid's successors, learned to honor its balance, its depths, though still mysterious, held no fear for a generation taught to listen. The Black Lake sparkled, its giant squid a gentle guardian of first-year boats. Merfolk sang ballads of the war, their voices weaving tales of bravery. Students tossed enchanted pebbles, watching ripples dance under moonlight. Professors harvested lakeweed for potions, its strands glowing softly. The lake's shores hosted picnics, houses mingling under summer skies, its waters, deep and serene, mirrored Hogwarts' enduring peace. The castle's grounds, alive with laughter, felt whole again. The lake, like the school, cradled all who sought its calm. Headmistresses and headmasters carried McGonagall's legacy forward, their portraits hung in the headmaster's office, offered counsel with nods and smiles. They oversaw enchantments, from the great hall's starry sky to doors that opened only for the worthy. Their leadership balanced progress with reverence for the founders. Students respected them, seeking guidance in torch-lit corridors. The castle's magic, guided by their hands, grew stronger each year. Hogwarts' reputation as Britain's premier wizarding school shone brighter than ever. Its name, spoken with awe, drew gifted youths from distant shores. Quidditch evolved, its rules embracing new spells for speed and strategy. Gryffindor's chasers darted like flames. Slytherin's keepers wove cunning wards. Hufflepuff's beaters struck as one, and Ravenclaw's seekers soared with precision. The pitch expanded with charmed stands, roared with fans waving house banners. Professors refereed, their whistles sharp over the wind, the house cup gleaming in the great hall. Rewarded not just points, but unity. Matches knit students closer, their rivalries joyful and fierce. Spectators, young and old, cheered under starry skies. Quidditch, Hogwarts' heartbeat, pulsed with the castle's vibrant spirit. The Chamber of Secrets, now a relic of a darker age, remained sealed. Its legend, taught in history of magic, warned of division's cost. Slytherin's house, redeemed by students like Scorpius, shed its old shadow. Professors ensured no trace of the basilisk lingered, their wards unbreakable. The castle's stones, once chilled by Salazar's secret, now warmed with hope. Students studied the founder's legacy, honoring all four despite past rifts. Hogwarts stood united, its houses a tapestry of courage, loyalty, wisdom, and ambition. The chamber, a ghost of history, no longer haunted its halls. Hogwarts's influence reached beyond Britain, its alumni shaping a global wizarding world. Graduates, trained in tolerance and strength, countered new threats with wisdom. The ministry, rebuilt on trust, partnered with the school, seeking its counsel. International schools like Beauxbatons and Durmstrang exchanged students, their visits filling Hogwarts with new accents. The castle hosted symposiums, wands sparking with shared spells. Its library, a treasure of knowledge, drew scholars from afar. Hogwarts remained a beacon, its light guiding magic's future, its legacy forged through war and peace, inspired all who walked its halls. By the 21st century, Hogwarts stood eternal, its towers aglow under endless stars. Children arrived each September, their boats gliding across the lake, eyes wide with wonder. The great hall's feasts bound them, their laughter echoing through time. The castle adapted, its magic weaving old spells with new dreams. The founders' crests, lion, badger, eagle, serpent, shone in every heart. Hogwarts endured, a home for the gifted, its story whispered in the wind, its light kindled by courage and hope, promised to shine forever. And so the castle stood, ready to cradle all who heard magic's call.